on the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. On a lighter note, in this session, I think the Honorable Health Minister seems to be the flavor of this session, because normally in every session, the Finance Minister is the flavor. She brings bills after bills. This is the first session. I think for the third time in a row, we are discussing something on the Health Department. We discussed the fertility bill, then we discussed COVID, now we are discussing NIPER. So I think it's complimentary that the government seems to be a little serious finally about the health issues, and the Honorable Minister seems to be the flavor of the government right now. So on the lighter note, and I would actually even like to highlight a point which Mr. Rajdeep Roy brought out. I don't think, yeah. I appreciate him compliment the government for saying that pharmaceutical companies are doing exceptionally well in the last year. Then also for them doing is not some policy of the government, but it's because we are going through a pandemic. So I just would like to put it on record that I don't think we want pharmaceutical companies to grow well and have a pandemic. We'd rather let them grow without a pandemic. I think that would be a much better situation for all of us. I would like to just ask a few pointed questions to the Honorable Minister. That the standing committee, really what do we have these NIPERs for? Is our goal very clear? Because all my earlier speakers have talked about, and my colleague Krishna, who's also present here, who runs a very successful pharmaceutical college. Now we are doing a bachelor's program in this, in the NIPER program. What is the goal of having a NIPER? Because a bachelor's program, any pharmaceutical college is doing all over India. So what is the specialized efforts that are going to be there? So the fact that it's a research-oriented institute, we really need a bachelor's. No harm in having it, but to add it, what big value addition is it going to do? Or are they going to have more flexibility in their education is my first question to you. The other thing is that the standing committee has recommended that the capacity of students is 1185. Now, a lot of research is happening in this country at various levels. Every state has generic medicine, their own traditional medicine, where the Ayush department has also intervened. Some have been even hoax, especially during the pandemic. But is there a chance that the Ayush department and old traditional medicine in every state, would we either have a hub? Because right now we only have 6. Like if you go to the Northeast, I remember there is something called an elephant apple, which the Northeast, a lot of people recommend it's very good for diabetes. Then in Maharashtra, we all use turmeric. Most of us actually. You're also, Mansukh Bhai is from Gujarat, he'll know that we all use turmeric a lot because it's a very good antiseptic medicine. So a lot of research which is happening there, which is converted into medication. So could every state talk about the specialized medicine? Is there a possibility that we could work with the states to get more research oriented, like the Krishi Vigyan Kendras are in every district? We may not need a visibility of every district in pharmaceutical, but could every state have one? Could that be an opportunity? Because that's a recommendation also given by the standing committee that we must increase the number of seats, more so because of the traditional medicine that is been seen. The other thing is the position of the labs. A lot has been said about the board. I won't get into that. But the labs of all the present NIPER, all the institutes are not as good as they should be. The standing committee has visited, and this is what is reported in the newspapers, that the laboratories all over need desperate upgradation. I think that's something which, so what is the plan? Because according to the monies that is allotted in the budget for the NIPERs, if I could be correct, I could be stand corrected, but the committee has noted that the department has been allocated 234.34 crores against the 120 crore requirement which is asked for, and 124.42 crores against the proposal of Department of Pharmaceuticals for a budgetary allocation as 1256 crores. So they're asking for 1200 and 1256 when they're actually given only 350, which is nothing for the research that we are looking at. And I think to glorify the pharmaceutical companies is all the private companies do exceptionally good work. I mean, some are based in Maharashtra, some are based in Gujarat when the Honorable Minister comes from. Or even last week we discussed about the Hafkin Universe area where we are also working very closely for the vaccine, and the Government of India has been very kind by giving us some money for some Hafkin research. But really, for what we need to do is make serious investments in our laboratories. I think that's what really is required. And I'd like to make two questions I would like to ask the Honorable Minister. Is Hindustan Antibiotics Company in Pune and Bengal Chemical, I won't repeat because Bengal Chemical is a profit-making company. So why are we looking at selling it is my first question, because nobody really sells family silver during the good times. So what is the logic of this strategic disinvestment? And in Hindustan Antibiotics, which has been one of the best companies, when penicillin was not made in India, it was the first company to make it. I think that was something Mahatma Gandhi asked for when his wife unfortunately died because she didn't get good medication. So Hindustan Antibiotics is a company which has been bleeding for years. We've been reaching out to the government of India. So what intervention would your government do, and would the Honorable Health Minister talk to the Chemical Fertilizer Mantralaya to see what we can do? Because when they decided to sell this, they were looking to sell land. Not only that, in 2015, when you looked at disinvestment of Hindustan Antibiotics in the newspapers, there was an item that all the good machinery which was lying there was suddenly gone missing. Where did it missing? What's the accountability? I know you were not the minister there, or that doesn't really directly come under your department, but it's clearly under your government. So I think this is something you must seriously look into. Another suggestion which was made by the government and committed, which also comes under this same department, is the commitment made by the government for 4 regional institute of virology. The Pune-based National Institute of Virology has been a flagship during these most challenging times of the pandemic, and they do need support. And 9 new level 3 biosafety labs were committed. So what is the position of all these? So the question is about 4 regional institutes of virology and these 3 biosafety labs. So will this all get integrated in the research? Because if we have to go through the pandemic, because everybody is constantly talking about all the good businesses. I am not against any big businesses. I'm glad, like Danesh Bhai talked about Cipla. Cipla is a very big presence in the state where I come from, or even Sun Pharma has substantial, they do wonderful research, and during this pandemic, all these pharmaceutical companies have delivered superior results. But I think the research which governments need to do is completely ignored. And what you really need to do is improve the labs, take all the feedback from the standing committee, get more scientists involved. There are a lot of scientists doing very, very good work, but they are all in the private sector. So how do we integrate? Look at Amul as one of the finest examples, which is again from your state. So the way Amul has done it in a way, it's completely different model, which is now looking at a commercial model, and it's a great success story. So why can't India become a hub for pharmaceuticals where research is given priority, but it has to be integrated in our education policy? So that is really going to be very critical. And like everybody said, I think even Maharashtra, certainly because of Cipla being there, Sun Pharma, all the major pharma companies are based out of Maharashtra. So why are we left out of not getting a NIPER? So I think our government would be committed. We are happy to share cost with you, but anything about research, we are committed to working with the central government and truly making a difference and betterment to people's lives. Thank you.
Mohammed Jawad ji.
The National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research Amendment Bill 2021. Sir, 1998 में there was one institute